Hi Scorpios, it's Ivy here and I am pulling for the first quarter phase of the moon. It's October 27th. So if you get this, obviously it's going to last for the entire week because of the 7 days of the phase. And it relates to the last new moon that we had, which was obviously October 19th, which was last week. So just be aware of that, and any energy that's still resonating for you from then is going to probably bleed a little bit into the beginning of this week, but just be cognizant of what the first quarter phase represents, which actually is challenges, decisions, and actions on the plan you made for the new moon phase. So, just realize that this is one of those weeks where, you have something unexpected usually falling in your lap and you have to figure out a way to come up with the best adjustments, which is going to go into the gibbous phase for the next phase of the moon. So I already pre-shuffled and pulled, and our first card, and obviously we're doing, just so you know, a 4-card take action spread. So it's just a card for you, a card for crowning energy known, a card for subconscious basis, sort of foundational energy, like your energetic pathway basically, and obviously the outcome card. So the one that represents you is kind of interesting, and us, because I'm a Scorpio too. This is 5 of Swords. Yeah, so you're starting out feeling very entitled. So 5 of Swords. Now, obviously, when you see the 5 of Swords, the first thing that you think about is selfishness and trickery and feeling entitled. So when I look at the whole spread, everything that kind of goes together, this sort of makes sense in the beginning of the week, because if you're coming from a place where you are the leader of your life and you laid out a plan and it's your plan and it's what you want to do or what you want to achieve, then you're going to feel entitled to the result. And maybe that's the energy that's being represented here. What I'm feeling though is probably we may be, as intense as Scorpios tend to be around this phase of the moon, a little bit more entitled to what we want. And right after we make our plan and we're about to set off to do some actions for the plan. So I'm thinking you might want to make sure that you're checking in on your energy. I'm just feeling, maybe ask yourself the question, if I'm right, do I have to be right? Like, would I rather be right or would I rather be happy? Like, just kind of checking in with yourself to make sure that you're balancing this energy out, because the rest of the cards look really great as long as we can probably make sure that this stays in a balanced place, because there's nothing wrong with being entitled and being right and all that good stuff, but it does make sense to keep it in check. The crowning energy is Knight of Swords, which makes all the sense in the world, right? For first quarter phase. So this is basically letting us know we need to charge ahead and be determined and just go for it and just go for it. And it goes really in harmony with the result card, because the result's Ace of Wands. So like, you can't get better than that with this actually being the crowning energy for the whole thing. And this is another one, though, that kind of goes in line with the 5 of Swords, because the entitlement sort of runs into you being the leader of whatever the plan actually is. So obviously the white knight on the white horse is kind of the one who saves everybody. And if you're feeling entitled already, then you might feel like you're the one that needs to do everything. And that's another thing that we definitely have to balance. I know for myself personally, a lot of times you can get trapped into becoming the bottleneck of your own life, where you feel like nobody can do it better than you. So you tend to, feel like, oh, I'll do it. And you start doing everything. And then you wonder why not a lot gets done. And you really need stuff to get done, but no one can help you because you don't facilitate it. So this is a very powerful card because it reminds you that your crowning energy and the beginning of your energetic pathway for the week is one that's very strong and very Obviously, if it's a sword card, it's based on air. So, you know, you're airing things out, you're talking things out, you're communicating all the things you need to communicate. But you definitely want to make sure that if you need help, you're communicating that as well. And you're facilitating a way for people to help you. Because if you're charging ahead and you're the leader, then you want to make sure that everybody behind you can do what they need to do to get the plan achieved. So I don't know about you, but whenever I see a Cups card in a Scorpio reading, I get excited because out of everything that's here, we start out with air and communication. Our foundation is the Cups, which is us. So that's emotions. And look how stable our emotions are. The 9 of Cups. How awesome is that? So underneath everything, we feel like we basically can get our wishes fulfilled. And having that underneath everything gives you a really good basis of energy for getting things done. So I don't know any other card better than this. I don't even need a clarifier because this one is just kind of like, okay, wishes granted. And it's the basis of everything. So it's kind of neat. And of course, the outcome card is Ace of Wands. Now, Ace of Wands, another card that's always linked to something absolutely positive, right? Something that basically says you are at the top of whatever passion and drive and energy, like you're energized for whatever your plans are, right? And the wand being in the ace position, being in the outcome position of the spread is telling you that you are laying yourself up if everything else goes the way it should throughout the week, that you can have an outcome that represents your hottest passion, like your biggest drive, right? So whatever in your plan is represented by the biggest drive you have, and that could, Scorpios, actually be the dreams you've been sitting on. So what I'm feeling right now is just this overwhelming need and like this overwhelming, I just feel really compelled to say to somebody out there, whatever dream you've been sitting on, it's time to move forward with it. Like if you haven't added that to your plan last week with the new moon, you might want to adjust the plan to include it because there's a universal gateway open to help you. I don't know who needed to hear that. Somebody needed to hear that. So this is telling you that the universe is on your side. Like there's a huge hand coming out from heaven with a magic wand there going, okay, you ready? You know, it's kind of like you are the star of the show and everybody's paid for tickets and they're like, okay, we paid for tickets. We're waiting for you to go, you know, like that's what this is. And it's action week because it's first quarter moon. Pretty clear, right? I think that's pretty clear. So that's the spread. If you need me, I'm still on Patreon at Ivy Janae and Simply Scorpio, simplyscorpio.com. The blog is actually still being, you know, kind of filled in. So be patient with me, but everything's getting up now. The YouTube channel is coming up soon, but all of the videos will be on Patreon for now and also sent to you directly like this one is. So please share and also like my Facebook page. It is still listed as Simply Scorpio too. So happy first quarter moon and thank you for tuning in. Take care.